So we want to resolve this particular problem. We have the square root of I plus the square root of minus I. So for us to resolve this problem, let's start with the first square root of I. So we have square root of I, which is equal to A plus IB. So when we take the square of both sides, we'll then be left with I equal to A plus IB all squared. And when we expand the right hand side, we'll have I equal to A to the power of 2 plus 2 times I times A times B plus I squared B squared. So when we factor the right hand side, we have I equal to A squared minus B squared plus I times 2AB. So this A squared minus B squared is now our A, while I times 2AB, we just made this equation to look exactly like what we had from the beginning. So from this equation here, we can draft out two different equations from this problem. We can have A squared minus B squared all equal to 0. Let's name this equation 1. And we'll also have 2AB all equal to 1. So this is our equation 2. But let's remember, when we have x plus y all squared, this is the same as x minus y all squared plus 4xy. So applying this to I equal to A squared minus B squared plus I times 2AB, we'll be having our x and y is A squared and B squared. So we then have A squared plus B squared. This will give us A squared minus B squared all squared plus, remember this is 2AB. So we then have 4A squared B squared. So this is equal to, remember from our equation 1, we have A squared minus B squared equal to 0. So this is 0 plus, and our equation 2, 2AB equal to 1. So this is equal to 1. And 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. That means our A squared plus B squared is equal to 1. So we now have A squared minus B squared is equal to 0. 2 times A times B is equal to 1. And our A squared plus our B squared is equal to 1. So we've gotten 3 equations. Now we want to find the value for A. So when we add equation 1 and this equation 3, we'll get the value for A. So equation 1 plus equation 3. Our equation 1 is A squared minus B squared plus equation 2 is A squared plus B squared all equal to, remember this is equal to 0 and this is equal to 1. So all equal to 0 plus 1. If we expand this, we'll be having A squared minus B squared plus A squared plus B squared all equal to 0 plus 1 is 1. So A squared plus A squared will give us 2A squared, and minus b squared plus b squared is 0. So that's out, or equal to 1. So our a squared is equal to 1 over 2. So our a squared is equal to 1 over 2. But what we are actually looking for is a on its own. So if a squared is equal to 1 over 2, we can actually square both sides. When we square this, we have a equal to the square root of 1 over 2. And this will give us a equal to plus or minus 1 over root 2. But remember, root I, from the beginning, we have root I equal to a plus ib. So root I is equal to a plus ib. Hence, root I will then be equal to our a is plus or minus 1 over root 2. So we'll insert it here. We'll replace a with this. Root I will then be plus or minus 1 over root 2 plus our b will then be plus or minus I 1 over root 2. So the difference between the a and the b is just this imaginary number attached to it. So we've gotten our square root of I to be equal to plus or minus 1 over root 2 plus or minus I times 1 over root 2. So when we simplify this, we have, let's factor out 1 over root 2 plus or minus 1 over root 2 times 1 plus I. So this is the value of the square root of I. So square root of I is equal to this. If square root of I is equal to this, then square root of minus I will be equal to plus or minus 1 over root 2 brackets 1 minus I. So the difference is just the negative number. For minus I, we have minus I here, and for I, we have plus I here. So if we apply the value for root I and root minus I, we then have, therefore, root I plus root minus I would then be, root I is plus or minus 1 over root 2 times 1 plus I. So this will be plus or minus 1 over root 2 times 1 plus I plus root minus I is this, plus or minus 1 over root 2 brackets 1 minus I. So we can actually factor this out. We can factor 1 over root 2 out to have, this will be equal to plus or minus 1 over root 2. So we factored out the 2 to then have 1 plus I plus 1 minus I. This will be equal to plus or minus 1 over root 2 times, when we simplify this, 1 plus 1 will give us 2. I minus I will give us 0. So we have this left. Hence, square root of I plus square root of minus I is equal to plus or minus 1 over root 2 times 2. So from here, we have square root of I plus square root of minus I equal to plus or minus 1 over root 2 times 2. we can actually rationalize this to have plus or minus 2 times root 2 all over root 2 times root 2. So rationalizing, we multiply by the denominator, conjugate of the denominator. So we have 2 times square root of 2 all over square root of 2 times root 2. So this will then be equal to plus or minus 2 root 2 all over, this will give us square root of 4, which is 2, all over 2. So this is equal to plus or minus, these two cancel these two, we have plus or minus root 2. So this is the final answer.